Hey everyone, this is Chaos with Chaos Games. Basically, today what I want to do, I just want to take some time to take a look at this Shadowbringers full trailer. What I imagine to be the final trailer um, before the big expansion drops. I overlooked this the other day and watched some of the other zone trailers for some of the new zones coming in Shadowbringers as well, like Yilmore and I forget what else there was, but there was another place. But I ignored this because I didn't think they were going to add much more. But I listened to Mr. Happy's Japanese Fan Fest synopsis. He said they added some new stuff, so just felt like it'd be worth giving it another reaction to and seeing what new kind of stuff they added in here, and just giving my general reaction on that, and maybe sharing some thoughts about some of the things he said. And just kind of put my spin on it there. So other than that, let's get to it. So the big battle's coming. I imagine this, we're going to be getting this happening come Tuesday. Shame I got to work, but I will be getting to it as soon as I get off. I imagine we're going to, I don't know if we're getting a new dungeon or it's another single player instance that's going to have this happen. Guess we'll find out here. Or at least maybe...
How many years have come and gone since that day? How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm.
There's some force behind that little exchange there.
They called.
Xeno's got the bad end of that stick there.
The warrior of light.
Walking through the wasteland of light over here, looks like. Taking a trip back in time in his mind, looks like, here. Through the echo. That's like one thing I had thought about that. Maybe, being in that situation and that, the delusional light that's forcing his echo power, the Warrior of Light's echo powers to kind of go haywire, and he's even catching echo, if for his own self, which didn't usually happen, so interesting to see. It might be a small detail there I just thought of. This little guy, I got this minion already in my mailbox, talking stuff. Fought this already in Lost City of Amakador. That was one thing Mr. Happy said that I found interesting in his synopsis. He said the big bad of Shadowbringer is going to be called something called Innocence, and I don't know if that must be a Japanese thing to take angelic creatures and make them grotesqueries, and but still give them like positive names. Like that happened a lot in Bayonetta. I think there was actually an enemy in Bayonetta called Innocence. And then there's another angel type called the Joy or Jubilee. There's some positive things, but with like a grotesque undertone. I think that's going to be from what I'm gathering, it's going to be a theme in Shadowbringers. Is that we're fighting these angelic beings, but these angelic beings are nefarious in some way. Anyway, back to it. Tearing that place up. Trees and fire do not go well together. As California.
What sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles.
Yeah, Dragoon getting it in. Oh, yeah, that's my job right there. And he's already messed up. And
Until
this
our
you
friend
stole.
returns, I will hold the line.
Now, Mr. Happy had his own theory about that. That Master Matoya maybe is a title or something, and Y'shtola has taken on the mantle of Matoya at this point. But he also said maybe it's the actual soul of Matoya inhabiting the body of Y'shtola, while Y'shtola has been called, is in the process of their soul being forcibly removed from the body for some reason. Now, I tend to think that. I think that Matoya, in order to be more useful to the issue, because most of the Scions are gone now and they've been called. I think everybody except what's her name? I forget, the little Lalafell with the cat ears and the Warrior of Light, and him or herself. They're the only two left that haven't been called. And I think what's probably happened there, this is my take on it. I think that, Y'shtola's body has been inhabited by the soul of Master Matoya. And what she said there, that about how, until our friend returns. Now, I don't know, because there's the obvious thought that maybe she's talking about the Warrior of Light, that he's gone somewhere. They've gone somewhere. And probably to the first shard, which is going to be a big thing. A lot of these places we'll be seeing here in this expansion, not all of them, but a lot of them are going to be in another dimension on the first shard, away from the source. So, like for example, Ilmore's area in Mordona, or where our dimension, the source's dimension, is just the ruins of Mordona. In the first, the world, the first, it's an entire civilization called Ilmore. And I think that's what we're seeing here on this paused image I have here. And we'll be visiting that to help. That's the world where the Warriors of Darkness from Heaven's Ward were from, and where Menphilia ultimately went to assist to beat back the Deluge of Light. I think maybe we're going there to finish the job and help her finish the job. The fat cats, literally. Really fat boys. Stankrid, of course, fighting yet another monster from the
This town
Lost
certainly
City.
has changed, and not at all for the better.
In his gunbreaker job, Stankrid. And of course, the gunbreaker is going to be the first job I level outside. Once I do the story, my tradition has always been to do the main storyline first. Whatever raids, normal mode quests I can do with my main job, which is Dragoon. And then I immediately, after I've leveled that up, the next thing I do after unlocking all the story stuff and being up to date is I level the new jobs. I tend to go, tank first, then DPS, or then healer, based off of, because tank because it's generally pretty easy to level, then DPS because I like DPS, then healer because it's my weakest class. But we had no healer this time, so just gonna be. I'll go after my Dragoon's done. I'll take the gunbreaker from 60, which I presume is going to be the starting point if the trend continues, and I'll take that to 80 first, and then Dancer. That was so cool, though.
I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Minfilia.
So I'm thinking, I'm starting to think now that the whole point of Shadowbringers, a lot of the point of, at least half the point of Shadowbringers, aside from the war with the Empire, is going to assist Minfilia in the first shard to finish the job, beat back the light, restore balance to their world. Yulmore, there you go. Right outside the Crystal Tower. Eternal Wind. That's one of my favorite soundtracks. I tell y'all constantly how music is, game music is one of my biggest selling points for me in the game. That's one of my favorite Final Fantasy themes of all time, the Eternal Wind right there. And I love the little remix they have here, mixing it in with the Shadowbringers theme. Up, Dancer, here we go. So Mr. Happy also confirmed something about now that I'm looking at the Viera here. They said that at least for launch, they brought Ronsos, or they call them Hrothgar, but on the first shard they're called Ronsos, which they are. They brought Ronsos, which are male only for now, and Viera, which are female only for now. There was some speculation whether they would add the the male gender for Viera and the female gender for Ronso, but not yet. They didn't say it wouldn't happen. They said they didn't have enough time to do it, I guess, before to implement a new gender before the release. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people are angry about that. I don't really care. It is what it is. Crystal Tower.
This tragedy, greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone.
Baradusu. Nah, get that shit out of here, Chief.
If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten.
Oh, man. Get that shit out of here, Chief.
Become what you must.
Get the fuck off me, Chief. There it is. Eat this. Eat all that shit. Yep. He's disintegrated his ass, too. There you go. So I'm confident that this scene doesn't take place in our Mordona. I think it takes place in First Shard's Mordona, or Yulmore, because the Crystal Tower and everything. I could be wrong. This might be a vision of the future, and there's a reason they go to the First Shard to do it, but I'm thinking this is in the First Shard. And it makes sense. I mean, you're forever the good guy. There had to be a reason for you to turn dark. And it makes sense because the balance in the First Shard is gone. So you need a powerful force of darkness to shift things back. And, as a world light, we get things done. So no greater force of darkness could there be other than we, right?
Of darkness.
Yeah. Feel the edgy boy. All right. Well, July 2nd technically, but really we're looking at June 28th for early accessors. Of course, I took the day off for that. See if I can still trying to see if I can get July 1st and 2nd off. It's a tough one because it's right before a holiday and everybody has the same idea, but we'll see. Can hold on to hope at least. But yeah, not too much more new other than some additions of some of the new city states, if you will. But also, I noticed that clip they showed the Crystarium. Was that not a part of the tech demo stuff from '05? So this new area was supposed to have existed back even was supposed to be the initial world. In fact, I think that's who the Warriors of Darkness were. They were that party from that original Final Fantasy XIV trailer, and they were the one that were fighting that Malboro. I think that took place on the first shard. Obviously, they retcon a few things, make things to make things fit. But it's good that they didn't waste the resources and they followed through with that and see it come back into the scope all these years later. Yeah, so pretty cool. I'm gonna be. I'm like I said again. There's the biggest takeaway is that Dancer and Gunbreaker are coming. Both jobs I'm excited to get my hands on. Although I have no shame. My main character, as you guys see in my clips, is a Robro, and I'll be prancing around like a pretty princess on Dancer because I level everything. Graceful gains. Hashtag graceful gains. I don't care. Zesta clock is back. I don't care. Anyway, but tell me what you guys think. Maybe you caught something I didn't. Anyway, this has been Kaous with Kaous Games. Until next time, gamers, game on.